Just want to see you get out of your comfort zone.
I want to walk away. Well, Colin never sends me large texts. I don't know what I'm gonna be. What I'm gonna get myself
I really
into.
need a friend. I'm Uriel, and I'm like, that's so basic. That's boring. Uriel? Are you kidding me? You even have a last name?
I don't have a last name.
Come on, be more creative. Uriel? That's like every angel in a TV show's name. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hideout Inside the Stump Podcast. I'm your host today, Colin, joined by my co-host, David. David, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, actually.
You're so cute.
All right. I want to leave.
No, don't leave.
I want to go.
I just want to see you get out of your comfort zone.
I want to walk away.
This is our first official episode. We had a pilot test recording just to test our equipment. We posted a few clips of those. Got a decent bit of good feedback. So we're here to film our first episode of the Inside the Stump Podcast officially. David, how do you feel going into this whole podcast idea? This is all sort of a new experience, I would imagine, for you. I don't know if you've ever done a podcast in the past, but I texted you, at like 1 or 2 in the morning with this idea. What was your first thoughts of me texting you and you seeing this novel of a text
I don't
with
remember
ideas?
did I answer right away almost, or was it like in the morning?
I think it was the next day while I was at work. I got a text from you, or no, I think it was in the morning when I was getting ready for work.
Okay, so then yeah, I mean, waking up to just a giant text, I'm like, oh. At first I was like, oh, what did Colin send me? A little scared, kind of.
You were scared?
I was like, well, Colin never sends me large texts. I don't know what I'm gonna get myself into.
I really need a friend. I need an ear to, listen, and a shoulder to cry on.
It could have been that, and I saw this like, let's start a podcast. I'm like, okay.
I'm pretty sure I started it with, hey man, I know this is super random, but I have an idea.
Yeah, I got to read a whole entire basically essay on.
Did you think it was like this is one of those conversations where it's like, let's start a YouTube channel, and just kind of never happen? Like, like when you're kids, everyone has that, like, the idea of, bro, let's start a YouTube channel, we'll play video games, we'll do this, we'll do that, and it never ends up happening.
Well, knowing you with all the equipment you already had, I was like, well, maybe you'd actually be wanting to do this. I would be interested to see how long it would go, or how far the podcast would work. But
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it could be an interesting idea to see what would happen with it. So
did you have any confidence in the idea, or were you just like, we'll just see what happens?
It was more of a let's see what happens kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think the confidence in me being like recorded and like talking to people, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I was like, I always wanted to start a podcast or just some content thing. Cause I like, you know me, but for people who don't know me, our whole lives, I would always like film everything, record it, post it on my Instagram, make like vlog style videos or whatever. And I was like, I feel like a podcast, because me and you, when we like go to the gym, we'll like stay till like 3 or 4 in the morning in the parking lot, just yapping about whatever. And I was like, even after our DnD sessions, we always end up like, you stay a little longer than everyone else, because we end up talking about just whatever. So I was like, David could be a good person to have on a podcast, because he's someone I can riff off of back and forth. So I was like, we'll just see how this goes. I'll text him. I had this idea, because I was like, I don't ever want to not do it. I'd rather do it fail, and then just be like, okay, well, it didn't work out, whatever.
Sure.
And rather, I didn't want to just not do it, because then if I just like went about my life and never had the idea of like, man, I always wanted to start a podcast, but I never did it, then I'd regret it later.
Sure.
So I was like, all right, we'll just see how it goes. I already have 2 cameras. I just need mics, something to record the audio, and that's pretty much it. And then just like stuff for a backdrop. So we got these lights. We got more lights for lighting. So I was like, all right. And this, we mentioned in the pilot episode, we did about $500, I think, to spend on all this equipment.
I think so.
Something around there.
That was stuff you'd already bought, and plus whatever we
just like additional
purchased.
Batteries, SD cards, all that, tripods. It wasn't super expensive. I was just like, I think this is enough to go off of to film something. So then we did the pilot recording, which if these, first few episodes do pretty well, we'll release that pilot recording
Oh gosh,
and
that's gonna be
that's about 3 hours worth of footage.
it's gonna be horrendous.
It's
There's
a
so
lot.
many stops.
Yeah, but I think it's funny because it's like we're nervous during it, and we don't know what we're doing, and we're just kind of like.
It was funny for
It
sure,
was
but
funny because I would ask you. I cut you off so many times during it because I would ask you a question. You'd start to answer for 5 seconds, and then I would interrupt you. Go like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. By the way, blah 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 blah." And then I asked you about like what's a show you're looking forward to for like the remainder of the year, and then I ended up talking about Baldur's Gate. So I was
yeah.
like, I need to kind of stay on track a bit more with the podcast idea. Do you have any other thoughts going into the podcast idea? Because I sent you like a whole document of like
I do remember that.
information on, this is what I want to do. Here's what'd you think of the name of the podcast?
It was good. It was uh it was an interesting title because I'm like we have like this
Inside the Stump.
Inside the Stump is I feel like it'd be like a mix. Like when people read that, it's like the stump, you know.
That's what I was kind of hoping. People was like, "Yo, did you listen to the Stump
Yeah,
or Inside the Stump?"
It's kind of like a funky title.
Yeah,
So.
well, because I was like, there's show like Codename Kids Next Door, or like just old shows where they would use like a tree stump as like a hidden passageway to like some sort of hideout. And I was like, I wanted this podcast to be kind of just like a podcast you could listen to and enjoy, kind of like a comedy podcast, but then also like maybe you just need something playing in the background and this is something you could listen to. So then like as we build an audience, you get sort of familiar voices with us. Next thing you know, we're in a hideout talking about all of our favorite things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds stupid, but I was just like, in my head, I was just like, yo, this is a great idea for a podcast. In my head, though, it was also 3 a.m. or like 1 or 2, and I was just so tired. But I was just like, man, I really want to start something.
Those are just pure thoughts at 3 a.m, so it's fine. There's no holding back.
But then like I planned this out, like this whole podcast idea, all the topics I wanted to start and talk about, and I was just like, I want it to get to the point where this podcast, no matter what we do, can't fail. So we start off with like small goals of like first just building the channel, building the brand, small subscriber goal, because we're posting the video on YouTube. We'll post the clips on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and then the audio version will go out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all anywhere you get your podcasts. So I looked into all like the distribution part about it, made all the accounts just to make sure we got the name for the podcast. I don't think anyone else was going to name something Inside the Stump, but I was just like,
Not.
I want to make sure we get this name. So as soon as I came with the name, I immediately made all the accounts. And I was like, I never make a Facebook, but maybe we might make a Facebook. I need to make a Discord because I think there's some podcasts that have like Discords.
I mean, I guess so.
I don't know. It's like not a Patreon thing, but like sometimes it's like if you buy like a Patreon subscription, you get access to like a private Discord or whatever for some things. I don't know. We don't have a Discord, nor do we have a Patreon.
No, I don't even know how to. Wouldn't even know how to run
Patreon
either.
I think you just set up an account and then you put in tiers of like, here, if you buy this tier, here's what you get. Some of the Patreon ideas for the podcast that we had. So we have a D&D campaign. And so I was like, well, what if we do like a D&D, like we post our D&D sessions. And that's like something you get with a tier. And then one of them could be like, what was it called? Would you rathers?
Oh yeah.
Or even just like vlogs of like maybe we're going out somewhere. Like if we go to Top Golf or something, I'll just film that.
Do a cooking show.
We could do. I would love to do a cooking show. I actually think that'd be super fun because I can't cook, but I've been getting into cooking more recently. I made a honey teriyaki chicken slow cooker meal last week or 2 weeks ago for meal preps.
I do remember. I don't even think I even got to try it.
You didn't try it? Oh yeah, because I made it the day that we were filming the not testimonial, the the pilot episode. It was good. It was actually kind of spicy, which I actually really liked. But my everyone loved it, but they were like, "Ooh, this got some kick to it," because it was like one of those slow burns.
I'm sure your dad didn't really even notice.
I don't think he ate it.
Oh,
because he doesn't like spicy.
Oh, I thought interesting.
My sister loves spicy. Clark usually can't handle spice, but I think he's trying to get out of that and trying to build up a tolerance. My mom can handle a little spice.
Surprised your dad can't though.
He doesn't like even the ramen that I eat. He can't eat that because he's like, it's too
To
spicy.
be fair, you get like the spiciest one.
It's bulldog. It's not that spicy.
Yeah, but the black bowl. I guess you don't even get the black bowl.
No, my sister does because
Oh.
she likes it to where she's crying, and I'm like, I don't like spice for spice. I like spice to add flavor. So like Thai food, when you get like the maximum spice option, it's too much. I'll do like the medium one.
I think I did. What did I do? Mild. I went to some Thai place.
Was it Thai Divine?
No, it was Phaya Thai. It was in
Okay.
Lawrence. But they, I don't want to say it was like It was like mild, medium, hot, and then Thai hot. I'm assuming is like the
Thai
four
hot.
levels that they usually do. And maybe I did medium for the stuff, and it was warm. I will say that.
Were you dying?
No, I wasn't dying. I was. It was like at the perfect level, or it wasn't like not spicy, but it wasn't to the point where I was like, man, I need to like chug milk or something like that.
Yeah, dude, I'm one of those people who will just drink milk just to drink milk. Like I'm
lactose intolerant.
I know I'm lactose intolerant, but I love milk. Like I love dairy products, dude. I love cheese. I love ice cream, dude. Because I'm not like severely like lactose intolerant, where it's like I can't just have dairy at all. Like it's just gonna upset my stomach, and I'm not gonna have a great time in the bathroom later. But in the moment, I'm like, this is worth it, and I know it's gonna hurt. I don't care. I don't know if you ever knew of the story, but there was one time we went to a basketball camp, in 6th or 7th grade, and I ate a whole like huge bowl of cottage cheese
That's terrible.
right before a game.
That's awful.
The whole game I had to use the bathroom, and I was like, I'll just fight it. I'll hold it. And then as soon as we were done, I ran to the bathroom, and my coach was like, "Hold on, Colin, come here. We're gonna have a team huddle real quick." We won, but he was like, "We're gonna have a team huddle." I was like, "No, I gotta go." So I ran back. I was like, "All right." He's like, "Colin, call it." I was like, "All right, team on three, team on three, 1, 2, 3, team." And I ran again. I was like, I'm about to die. And then I remember because Davis was there, our friend Davis. I went up to him, was like, "Dude, I just blew it up." He was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Remember that bowl of cottage cheese?" He was just like, "Oh." I was like, "Don't go in there." Because he was my roommate, because we slept in dorms. And I was just like, "Don't go to the bathroom. I'm going to hide in here so no one else knows it was me." But yeah, so cooking show on a Patreon I think would be fun. And these are all super in the future because we definitely don't have the following to do a Patreon just yet. I think we have like 20 followers on each of the account. Maybe not even that. I'm just going to say average about 20 because I think it's like 15 to 20.
Sure.
But I do really like the D&D idea.
It'd be fun.
I think it'd be fun. Speaking of which, we have a D&D session coming up tomorrow, and you've played D&D, I've played D&D. Our first ever D&D session was together with our friend Davis and my sister and my brother-in-law. What was your initial thoughts of D&D before we ever played?
Before we ever played, well, I think outside of like seeing it, I guess, and like Stranger Things, I was like, man, this is like nerd. This is like true nerd.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff. And not that that's not that there's a problem with that. I mean, but I was like, man, I don't know how to use my imagination, and I assumed that everyone who played it would like dress up sort of thing. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that.
And you were such a cool jock.
I was not. But I was like, I don't think I could dress up and like get that deep into like the role playing aspect of it. Like I don't know if I'd be able to do that kind of thing. And then we finally did the first campaign, and it was like, well, actually, this is kind of fun. I get to just do whatever is on my mind. I could just come up with random things and like make a character kind of thing. And it's like a video game if I'm just like not playing it.
Yeah, because especially like the first time, it was like we were just kind of doing whatever. It wasn't like we were super hard in the role playing. We were just like, so what can I do? And my brother-in-law Clark, he was like, you can kind of do whatever if you just roll high enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? The first thing I played a Dragonborn. I want to breathe fire on David.
It's the worst.
And I could do it. And I was just like, so we can really like interact with all these people however we want. And then we met like our first NPC and we robbed him. It's like an old man.
I think the fun part of D&D is that we basically, like, part of the things that I don't like with video games sometimes is it's so linear,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it railroads you and like forces you to do something,
Mm.
which, not that I guess like the DM can't railroad you on the campaign and whatnot, but I feel like there's such a freedom of choice to like do whatever you want.
Right. And especially with that first session, because we were camping and we had a camper and it was raining and we were just like, let's try something like let's try D&D because it was just something we were stuck in the camper. And Clark didn't have any idea because he's played it before.
Yeah.
And he was like, everything we kind of do is kind of improv because there was no like plan to play D&D. And I think that what kind of made it more fun is like you mentioned, it's not linear. There's no story to it. We're just kind of doing whatever. And Clark's giving us situations and we're just kind of reacting to it.
Yeah.
The best way I would describe it as is like, there were two ways. It's like one of those books that you can get where it's like a choose your own adventure story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you want to do this, turn to page 4. If you want to do this, turn to page 5. And then like Mafia, like the card game where you like draw cards. Like if you have the king, you're the detective. If you're the queen,
okay.
you're the nurse. If you're the Jack or the Joker, you're the Mafia. And there would always be like a narrator for the Mafia thing. It's like, all right, Mafia, open your eyes. Who do you want to, stuff like that. And then they would kind of explain the scene afterwards. D&D was kind of like that for me, where it was like, I didn't know how to play it. So I was just like, how would you like describe it? So it's like, there's like a moderator, the DM or the dungeon master. And then there's the players. But instead of being a Mafia detective or nurse, you're a paladin, a bard, a barbarian. And so I was like, I remember when I was picking the class. Well, I actually want to know this from your perspective. When you were scrolling through the list of classes, what was the first one that you were like, I want to try that? Or was that the first class you picked?
It was the first class I picked. So I chose Paladin for my first class because I was like, oh, I can be this, like, I guess, like, religious sort of thing. Like, I don't say being, but, like this religious kind of person.
Like a righteous religious warrior.
Like a righteous warrior. Like, that sounds like fun. I can be like a defender, but like, do stuff, which I didn't know at that point, like what's with like how they would attack. I didn't know like if they had spells, if they were just like a brawler.
It just sounded cool.
Yeah. Like a paladin just sounds like something that'd be like fun to play. And then it turned out like being like one of my favorite classes. So I'm glad I chose it because it was.
I think all of our like first classes we picked was our favorites. Because like our friend Dylan, his first class was wizard, and he loved wizard. Yeah, I remember scrolling through the list, and Bard wasn't. So I played a Bard. That was the first ever class I did. The first 2 classes I looked at before Bard was Blood Hunter and Rogue. Because I really like Assassin's Creed, so I saw Rogue, and I was just like, that sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty stealthy, edgy. Yeah, like Ezio, and I was just like, but I feel like one of these, because I didn't know what you guys were playing yet, so I was like, I bet one of these guys is gonna be a freaking Rogue. And then I saw Blood Hunter, I was like, oh, I bet that one sounds pretty cool too. I don't know what it does. I bet one of these guys is gonna be Blood Hunter. And then I saw Bard, and I was just like, I don't know anything. I'm like, because the only bards that I knew of were from like Skyrim,
like The Witcher
or The Witcher. Yeah, and I'm like, I want to be a musician, or like just a little fun, fancy music guy who plays songs in taverns. I could do that. So I picked Bard, not even knowing that they were spellcasters. And I was like, this is gonna, because I'm like, I wanted to be Blood Hunter at Rogue. I bet one of them chose it. Davis did pick Blood Hunter.
Did.
I think I think his character's Colonel Sanders, but specifically from the Valentine's Day commercial where it's like ripped, has abs and muscles.
Dreads, I think.
He doesn't have dreads in the commercial. That was just something Davis had.
Okay.
His Colonel Sanders also has dreads.
That's, yeah.
He's wearing the white suit and everything, and his go-to weapon is a whip and a frying pan. I was like, all right, well, I'll try Bard. We'll see what this goes. And then races, I was like, then again, Skyrim. Oh, Dragonborn. I wonder if it's like what I think it is. And I thought Dragonborn, like I can shout and absorb souls from dragons. No, I'm like a lizard dude. And I was like,
you can still breathe fire.
I can still breathe fire. And I was like, oh, this is kind of sick. I was like, I'm like, dude, I'm literally a dragon. I was like, I don't have wings or anything, but this is pretty cool. What race did you pick?
I was looking through all of them like, man, what's going to be the most, like...
overpowered?
No, I didn't know anything at that point. It was like, which one's going to be the most that gives me, like, a religious feel? Mm-hmm. And I happened to see the ASMR and... or, like, the variant ASMR, I think is the one specifically I chose.
Which I didn't even know what I saw that, and I was like, I don't even know what this is.
Like a celestial, and it was like, oh yeah, that definitely sounds like a paladin. I can like do all this cool stuff, and then I look like fancy and like religious, I guess, or like I look like almost like a angelic. Yeah, that's the better word. I look angelic, so I was like, this is gonna be sick. I want to do this. So I kept with the theme, and then of course with an angelic look, I had to pick an angelic name. So I had to look up names for a bunch of different angels, and I didn't want to be basic like Gabriel or something or Michael. So I'm like Uriel. Yeah, that's the way to go here.
I remember I made fun of your name when we first picked it out because Davis was Colonel Sanders. My sister, she's a dwarf barbarian, and her character's name was like Rossabena.
Yeah.
I went the funny route because there's a meme that's like, I want to be monkey. And I was like, monkey? How can I? And then I was like, let me spell it differently. So I spelled it MUN-KI. So it's Monkey von Munchkin.
Yeah.
Is his full name. And then you were like, I'm Uriel. And I'm like, that's so basic. That's boring. Uriel? Are you kidding me? You don't even have a last name.
You don't have a last name.
And now I don't care because now I'm like, it's your character. You're free to choose whatever you want to do with it. But I'm like, come on, be more creative. Uriel? That's like every angel in a TV show's name.
And then like, I don't really know what else to get it in. But no, Uriel just seemed like
Raphael.
The right fit. So that's even more of a basic angel name.
Yeah, it is.
So
well, it just had to end with L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. It turned out fine.
Yeah. And then Dylan's wizard is Abraham Lincoln, and is he a full elf or a half elf?
I think it was half.
I think he's like a wood half elf.
Maybe.
Davis is human. Our friend Mathan, he's Revan, and he's a rogue.
Yeah.
Based off of Darth Revan.
Yeah.
I think he's a half elf, isn't he? Full elf? I don't actually know. I just know Davis is the only human.
Is he really?
I think so. Out of us 6.
There's a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dwarf.
And you're the Dragonborn.
I'm so glad I'm happy I picked Dragonborn because I feel like it's the most unique out of all of them.
Yeah.
Out of the 6 of us who play, because I mean Asimar is too, or Asimar, whatever it is.
Asimar, right?
But in my head, I'm like, I'm the least human looking.
That is true.
So I'm like, I thought that was pretty cool. That I like I had a tail, and I like succinctly looked different than everyone else. Like a red scaly skin that can breathe fire.
Because everyone else is basically like actual normal, like skin. I guess looking wise, there's normal. Yeah. I guess technically at one point, attribute wise, I could technically have wings, but that'd be
now I can have wings now too. And like the new player's handbook rules, there's like I think at level 5 or something, Dragonborns like get wings. It's like they're like spectral wings or something like that too. That's like you can like activate, I think, for 10 minutes. But yeah, and then I found out bards were spellcasters, and I was like,
it's downhill from here.
This is gonna be insane. And I think at the time the Loki show was coming out.
Yeah.
And so I was very inspired. I was like, because I wanted to make a character who, first of all, I was like, charisma is always the go-to stat that I max out in video games like Skyrim, Fallout, any sort of stat-based game or whatever. Because I was like, I like to haggle. I like to, if I'm going on a job, I better get paid. And I'm not about to be paid 100 caps. I'm getting paid like 200, 250. So then I'm like, I wonder if we're playing Imagination and I get my charisma stats super maxed out, Clark can never say no to me. So then I was super happy. Bart's like main stat is charisma. So then I was like, Loki, charisma, all that. I was like, oh, what if I make my character like a trickster? And part of like his backstory is he's not good at anything. It's like he's a loser and he has a more successful younger brother. And so he learned illusion magic to make himself appear better. And that's why he's so like boastful in public when he's not near his family. Like in the group, I would say Monkey's definitely like the comedy relief character. Like he's like the wild card, the unpredictable one. Yeah. You don't know what he's going to say or do. And so because of that, I was like, I want to make my character strong, but in a different way. Not in I just want to fight and beat everyone in a fight. I wanted to outsmart my opponent. So I wanted to cast illusions here, duplicate myself here, make people hear voices in their head, scare them. Basically apply any debuff or stat thing that I could. And I think I did that. And then I found out College of Eloquence was a subclass. Oh, the minimum number I can roll for my Persuasion and Deception's a 10. Oh, my modifier can go up to plus 11.
That's actually
My
wild.
minimum Persuasion check's at 21. It was over from there. And now Clark never has me roll for Persuasion.
Unless you roll a 1.
Yeah.
There's always that chance.
Yeah. I love Bard. But yeah, anything else you have to add on your first ever D&D experiences? What was your kind of like thoughts going into like the D&D world and like what a goal you wanted for your character?
I don't really think we had much of a plan on what we were going to do with our characters when we first played. I think it was just to play the stuff. And like I guess kind of learn the mechanics of D&D. So it was fun at that point. I was like, well, we'll see if we actually play with these characters. So I don't really know what my goal would have been. And I remember, I think after the first campaign, the trial and all that, and we were like leaving, like for the night or something like that. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna kill the king, and we're gonna take over the country, and we're gonna be the rulers of the world." I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess we can try to do that. I feel it seems like a really big step to kind of take from where we were, especially since later on, a lot of our encounters we just kind of ran. So
yeah, that was like a big thing with our group because we called ourselves the Avengers because I just got it from Thor Ragnarok, and I was just like, yeah, we're the Revengers. We're here to help solve your problem. And then when a big problem showed up that we knew we couldn't handle,
ran away.
We ran away and just left it. And then we would return to these places later, and they were just like so much worse than when we left them. We're like, we did this and we didn't help them.
Maybe it's okay when you fix them later.
Yeah, we fixed it. The only problem that we ever actually fixed, I think, was Bone Throne, dude. Which that's in our. I don't even remember the actual name for the character. He was a necromancer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember his name.
Book.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but I was just like in my head, I imagined Voldemort, and he was sitting on a throne of bones. So I always just referred to him as Bone Throne Dude.
I always just imagine like Dracula, like a Dracula-like character.
Yeah, that could probably would have been easier.
It wasn't Alucard, was it? That was just a joke that he made. I don't remember if his name was actually Alucard.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I thought it started with I thought it did start with a V, but I can't remember what it actually was. Anyway, Clark was like role playing as him. He said something serious like, "You guys are a waste of my time," and I was like, "You guys are a waste of my time." And then Clark pointed at me and he was like, "You're dead." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You died." I was like, "Am I like dead?" He goes, "No, you're downed." But yeah, he says the Bone Throne Dude points at you, and now all your hit points are gone. I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "We need to leave. We need to go," and we left.
Oh, ran away from.
Eventually, we came back and beat him like 4 levels later.
4 levels?
Well, because we're level 8 now, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we met him. I feel like fairly early. On.
Yeah, because it was right after Minecraft, right?
Which that in itself was great. Clark had a whole battle planned out, and we solved it diplomatically between goblins and dwarves
in
the town of Minecraft, because we couldn't think of a town, and I forget who said it. It might have been me who said Minecraft. He was like, "Yep, that's the name of the town."
I might not even have been there when you first got to Minecraft.
Oh, maybe not.
So
I don't know.
I just remember it being called Minecraft. I'm like, all right, I guess we're in this little town then.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I mean, you did a lot. You did like everything, but.
All right, David. So we're back. We just talked about D&D and kind of our first experiences with that and the town of Minecraft. You said I did everything pretty much in the town. So recently in our more recent sessions, I've been trying to
tone down a little bit.
Tone it back a little bit. Because I feel like sometimes I accidentally get main character syndrome.
I think we've been a lot more fight scene stuff anyways, so.
Which I hate.
Now I'm the main character.
I know. You were. You literally started glowing. I was like, what the heck happened? Anyway, the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about. So as of this recording, the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer recently came out. And I feel like that's just something we got to talk about because that's just such a big... I'm pretty sure it's the first trailer that's hit over 1 billion views on YouTube. What were your first thoughts going into watching the trailer? What time did you watch the trailer? Was it like recently after it came out or like later on?
I probably watched it a couple days after it came out, probably.
Couple days?
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize it'd come out until someone, I think...
Davis texted the group chat and said, Spider-Man trailer looks really good.
I don't.
And then Neil said it's the first MCU trailer that's made me excited for a movie in a while. You don't read the group chat.
I do. I just don't remember.
Okay.
But so I probably watched it a couple days later, and it looked really good. I'm pretty excited because I feel like I haven't been to like a theater in a while. I think it'll be a fun like actual theater movie to watch again. So that'll be. It was nice. I think a lot of the changes. I think it'll be interesting to see how they enemy wise, I guess, what they're gonna kind of do.
Yeah, because
I
I
saw
saw
Scorpion.
Scorpion. Yeah.
But then after that, I don't know who the red people are.
I think it's the Hand, which are like ninja people, and they're in Daredevil.
Okay. I need to watch that. I need to get caught up in it probably.
Yeah, I need to get caught up in some Marvel stuff. I love going to the theater though, like that experience. I know everyone's like everything's going to streaming now. We'll just wait for it to be on streaming. But I like getting out of the house first of all, then that's an excuse to do it. But like just the experience of like because the theater we usually go to is right next to a mall.
Yeah.
So it's like we can just kind of walk around, shop. There's a bunch of restaurants over there too. Get food, go watch a movie, get snacks, popcorn, whatever, and then I feel like that's a pretty fun activity. I guess I don't know, but I always liked it because that was like when we were in middle school. It was like let's go do something. Have our parents drive us to the theater and the mall and everything.
It was nice because it was like something like I guess we wouldn't really. There was a lot of good movies were coming out at that point. I feel like more recently stuff hasn't been dropping. Like there have been like good new movies coming out.
Odyssey by Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. Well, that doesn't come out till next year though, right?
I think it's this year.
Oh, that was
I think it's
27.
It might be. I don't know. I think it's this year though. I think it's in late summer.
Okay.
Or fall. I actually don't know when it comes out, but I think it's this year.
It could be a good one to watch then.
Travis Scott's in it.
He is in it.
He is in it. And I know that's someone's favorite part about the movie.
I don't. I'm sure the rest of the movie is going to be great, so I'm not
it's
entirely worried.
Nolan.
Well, I said the Odyssey in general, the story was always good.
Oh yeah,
so.
I that's another thing too. Is like I really like the Odyssey.
I like Greek mythology, so I think it was always really fun to.
It's Matt Damon.
I think it'll be fun to watch, and I really hope
I think Tom Holland's in it too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Who does he play?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But Spider-Man. He plays Spider-Man in the Odyssey.
Oh.
Oh. But yeah, other thoughts on the brand new Day trailer? Do you like the suit?
It looked the same. I'd have to look back at it again, I guess. I honestly swear, but I thought it was the same exact suit. It was different?
Yeah.
Oh.
You saw No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say no.
I didn't see No Way Home.
Yeah, at the end of that movie, he makes a whole new homemade suit because he loses like his Stark tech and everyone forgets who he is.
Yeah, but I thought that the one in the movie, the trailer was like a Stark tech one. It looked like it. It looked like the old Stark tech one.
I mean, it looks similar, but it's like there's no fancy gadgets besides the web shooters on it.
Well, I thought the chest was something different too.
No,
like the black symbol. I thought it came out as like a.
It does in Homecoming.
Oh.
But not in Brand New Day. At least it better not.
I don't know. I swear at one point I saw him and it was like hollow, like a little more hollow. So it looked like there was something that was like sitting.
I'm gonna
have
to rewatch it now because if that's true,
I swear I could
don't
be
want
wrong.
No spider drone unless he made it. I don't want any fancy technology or gadgets in this movie. I want it to be strictly just Spider-Man and his abilities in a normal suit that doesn't have fancy high-tech gadgets.
Well, you won't have to worry about the high-tech gadgets now because now he can shoot
organic webbing.
Yeah, organic webbing.
Yeah, which I saw that I was just like, oh, this is different. And then I was like, I think there's like a comic about it. And then I saw a bunch of people talk about Man Spider and like that mutation. I was like, oh, that might be it.
Which could be an interesting.
Because he was in like the web cocoon.
Yeah, which he's like getting stronger and like his eyes turn black.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I thought it was Venom.
Really?
Yeah, but I could be wrong.
The one part of the trailer where it's he opens up that was it a tank, and there's that like woman sitting in there, and there's like something that was like jumping.
Oh yeah.
From her to like the people.
Like the mind thing.
Was that what it was?
I thought it was like a mind transfer thing.
I thought it was Venom. I thought it was a Venom symbiote like jumping from person to person, getting out. But I mean,
they just didn't show the symbiote. Yeah, because they did that in the No Way Home trailer with Toby and Andrew.
So that's why I'm thinking it could be. I mean, it could be a mind thing. I don't know.
I thought it was a mind thing because I know Sadie Sink is supposed to be in it, and there's a lot of rumors she's Jean Grey. What was it? June Grew. Yeah, there are people speculating she's Jean Grey, so I was just like, oh. But then I was like, it looked evil, so then I was like,
Yeah, it
I
kind of
don't
like
know.
shocked him almost. And I don't know how Jean Grey, I guess, technically works, but how she'd be able to transfer her mind to one, like another person, I
Well, she's
guess.
telepathic.
Well, yeah, but like they're reacting like something was like attacking them, not that
Yeah, that is true because they like would knock their
they,
head back.
yeah, so it's like they're like getting hit by
I don't know.
something
I
or
thought it was Venom because in the end of No Way Home, they had the post credit scene where Tom Hardy's Venom showed up and like he,
a part of the symbiote stayed
yeah,
or got stuck in the,
yeah, like stayed in the MCU while Tom Hardy and Venom went back to the Sonyverse.
yeah,
I don't know what to call it. It's just
whatever Earth number it is.
Sonyverse, the Spider Verse. Not stupid. That's why I thought it was Venom, and I'm like, oh, maybe we'll get the black suit. But now I'm like, I don't know. Now I think
What
it's
if,
more the man spider thing with the mutation or whatever.
unless
It could
Ned
be
gets
Venom.
it? Well, no, because they have a Flash Thompson, I guess technically. So I guess he would be
They do have Flash Thompson,
Venom, right?
Agent Venom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
He's gonna be in this movie, isn't he?
Flash.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why he wouldn't be, but
I don't know. I don't know. I
because
don't
he was
know.
in the last ones,
Yeah, he was in the last one,
so I
but
can't imagine I'd.
they had him dye his hair blonde in the last movie in No Way Home, and I was like, because in the comics, Flash Thompson, I'm pretty sure is blonde.
I mean, this Flash Thompson is
I didn't care for it.
the
Like,
blonde hair.
no, I was just like his acting as
Oh,
Flash Thompson, because I'm like,
I thought Flash Thompson was more like a jock and
yeah,
like
and that was like my main thing. I was like, he's not like a basketball, football
bully.
superstar
Yeah,
bully. He's just kind of like a
smart. He tried to be like smarter, kind of.
he was like a spoiled rich kid who just like, man, look at me, I'm so cool. Oh, Peter Parker sucks because he's poor. I'm like, no one does that. Oh, your family has financial problems. I'm gonna make fun of you. That's a horrible thing. I don't think anyone in real life ever does that. I mean, there
I'm
could be
sure there are.
probably, but I'm like, but then nobody likes that guy. And Flash was like the popular, like he had the party at his house and everybody was there. I'm like, if you're gonna be a dude who makes some fun of someone's financial stability, no one's gonna like you. I don't think so. At least the majority of people.
Maybe.
I don't know, unless you have a really cool house, I guess. I did see some people say that Mr. Negative was going to be in the movie, which I don't think he will be, but I hope so, just because I want more Asian representation in my movie.
I think it'd be really fun just because if they base it off of the game. I don't know. I'm not saying that they transfer like what happens in the game to movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I think if them just having kind of um that kind of like story kind of partially in there, I think having Martin Lee would be really cool.
Yeah, and because of the game too, I feel like a lot more people know about the character, and I just want an Asian villain.
Yeah. And I feel like they could bring Tombstone into that then too.
I think so, but then I know a lot of people are really wanting Spider-Man and Daredevil to team up, and they're like, because people are like, I want them to meet, and some people are like, well, they did technically in No Way Home because Charlie Cox was in there as
As the
Matt
lawyer.
Murdock, yeah, but then they're like, no, I want him in the suit, and I want them to fight people.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be a really cool fight.
And Punisher was in the Brand New Day trailer, which I'm super excited for because I really like Punisher. And I hope it's not just like a one-off, like, oh, it's just to show that he's in this world, but he's not going to do anything.
Just in that scene that he gets
I want.
kicked through the truck.
I know. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I love Punisher. I love Spider-Man too, but like Punisher's a good character that I really like, and I like that John Bernthal plays the Punisher still. Everyone loves Spider-Man though. Like, I feel like it's hard to find someone who doesn't like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's mainly because of the Tobey Maguire movies. Because like a lot of people who are our age or even a little older, that's the Spider-Man they grew up with. Because like superhero movies weren't super big until after like Iron Man came out.
Yeah.
There was like Blade and like the original Daredevil and like the Batman movies or the Dark Knight
Blade
movies.
movie?
You don't know the Blade movies with Wesley Snipes? He was in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
I didn't know
There's like a
that.
trilogy, I think.
I didn't watch those movies, but I saw I guess I watched that dude in the Wolverine and Deadpool movie. So
Yeah, there's like a whole.
I
Ryan
didn't.
Reynolds is in one of those movies.
I haven't seen them. I wouldn't know.
That's okay. I to be fair, I haven't seen them either,
Okay.
but I know they exist.
Well, you put the two and two together. I had no idea.
Whatever. Did you know that that Elektra lady, she played Elektra in the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck as
Mhm.
Daredevil?
I didn't know Ben Affleck was Daredevil. That's good. That's
Channing Tatum was Gambit because they were gonna make a Gambit movie that never fully got greenlit or something like that.
I do remember hearing stuff about him wanting to be that character for that role,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he fits it really well. I think it's funny. Like
Yeah, he does the accent really well.
Yeah.
He grew up in like New Orleans or in that area, didn't he? I think he said something about that. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that.
I have no idea.
But I don't know. But after Brand New Day, another big project that's coming out is Doomsday. What are your thoughts on that? You recently just watched all the Doomsday teaser trailers.
I did.
Did you have a favorite one?
Honestly liked the Thor one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Thor one looks really fun, and it's like him going back to his like almost to his roots, but at the same time, as it's like he's like hey, I want to like kind of move on to an extent.
Yeah, it had the most emotional depth for me, and it was just like it's like I don't want to go back to like having to fight in my entire life. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I have something to live for now,
Mm-hmm.
and I want them to have a more peaceful life than I did.
Yeah.
But now he's being forced back into the situation, so he's like, give me strength so we can move on
As quick as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that one. What'd you think of the X-Men one?
It was. I feel like there wasn't very much of anything showing up. It was just the Thing being there and be like, hey,
That's
I'm the
Wakanda
Thing.
one. I said the X-Men.
Oh,
That's Fantastic Four.
Oh, I'm sorry.
David's not the biggest Marvel fan.
Obviously, if you couldn't tell, yeah. I just like watching the movies and playing the games. It was because they had a movie with the newer X-Men, I guess technically, with some of those roles. Because obviously they have Professor X has been like the same for.
This is
ever.
I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong because I haven't kept up with the newer stuff. I'm pretty sure this is like the first time the X-Men are appearing in the MCU besides Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay, but it looked good. It was kind of interesting to see. I don't know how they're gonna get tied in because I feel like a lot of the time they just haven't been. I feel like they would have been mentioned before.
I think it's just multiverse stuff.
Okay, so it could be cool. I just don't have that much of a. I don't really have a favorite thing for the X-Men. I just feel like someone like the movies that they played forever ago were like they were good. Don't get me
Like
wrong.
James Marsden as Cyclops in the classic suit was cool. Where you're shooting
I like
lasers out of his eyes.
I like the classic suit. I think it was a nice touch to add. I don't know. I feel like because the X-Men just never showed up for anything like majorly.
I was never big on the X-Men either. Like I'm pretty sure the first X-Men movie I ever saw was X-Men Origins the Wolverine. And that was technically like a prequel, I think. Or something. Because that had like the first iteration of Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds where like his mouth was like glued shut.
Oh.
Alright, we're back. Our camera battery died. But we were just talking about X-Men Origins the Wolverine and Deadpool getting his mouth sewn shut or whatever, or glued shut. I don't remember what exactly happened. But going back to the trailers, so X-Men wasn't super, nothing stood out to you. You mentioned the Fantastic Four one. Did anything stand out in that one?
Not really.
You didn't care.
I noticed Namor was there, and I was like about it. I'm like, oh, is that Namor? And then like, oh, there's it's cool. This is
What about
Fantastic
M'Baku?
Four. And M'Baku's always
I love that guy.
Is always a funny character.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fun. To see what his role will be.
Yeah, because he said King of Wakanda, which I don't think happened in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It's been a minute since I've seen that one.
I thought Shuri.
Yeah, she like takes like she makes the heart-shaped herb like synthetically or whatever, and she gets the powers. But I don't know if she ever like truly becomes like the queen.
Okay.
Yeah, because her mom dies in that movie. Spoiler alert. It's been out for a while.
I haven't seen it.
And T'Challa dies in the beginning because it's like they showed like he's having like problems or something. They don't show him, but it shows Shuri trying to like make a cure or like make the heart-shaped herb, and it doesn't work out, and she's too late. And T'Challa passes away.
No.
Which it's so sad, dude. Because like that whole movie, you can just tell it's missing Chadwick Boseman. And I remember when I first heard, like, because I was literally just laying down on the couch. My sister texted me. She goes, "You know Chadwick Boseman passed away?" I was like, "What?" And I didn't believe it at first. I was like, "You sure?" She's like, "I'm pretty sure." I'm like, "The guy who plays Black Panther," because I'm like, "Didn't he just come out in like in an Endgame and Infinity War?" She's like, "There's no way. She probably mean someone else." She goes, "No, look it up. It's Chadwick Boseman." And I looked it up. I was like, "That's so sad." I was like, I loved him as Black Panther because Black Panther was another one of my favorite like comic book characters in like fourth grade. Him, Spider-Man. I always loved Batman and Superman. My top three were always like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, because those were like the three that had movies and were like the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, to this day, they're still my favorite, probably top three superheroes. But Black Panther was up there for sure. Ghost Rider was another one I really liked. What are you laughing?
Ghost Rider.
What about Ghost Rider?
The one thing that comes into my head is the Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes, it is the Nicolas Cage movie.
It's so dumb.
It's funny. But no. Besides, what was the other one that came out? Captain America's teaser trailer for Doomsday. What do you think of that one?
Felt like there wasn't really much there to like, I guess, to watch.
Mhm.
I mean, it was just him putting the suit away, I'm assuming, and then him holding a baby, and I'm gonna assume that it's his and Penny's
I would
baby.
hope it's his. Why is he just holding a baby?
I don't know. It's Captain America.
You ever just hold babies, David?
If you were Captain America, if you were Captain America, I feel like people would want you to hold their baby.
In their house? They invite you in and be like, come hold our baby.
Wouldn't you want Captain America in your house?
Not really. I was Team Iron Man.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And the only reason I was Team Iron Man is because Black Panther and Spider-Man were on his team. And I was like, this is the first time we're seeing these characters, Davis. Because he went with me to go see the movie. And I was just like, this is so cool. And then I was like, it's Black Panther, it's Black Panther. And then Spider-Man showed up. I was like,
I was Team Captain America.
I didn't care anything about. I mean, I love the plot of that movie, but I didn't care at the time because I was just like, I don't care for Iron Man. I don't care for Captain America.
Yeah, I like the movie. I don't know. Civil War, I thought was like I don't really see I didn't understand the purpose of them wanting to like basically like partially like kind of disband almost. I mean, I understand like there was a problem with
like collateral damage.
But it's like this person was like genetically like made in a lab. You got to let her, like learn her powers again, not just
lock her up,
like lock her away. She's not like a beast or anything like that.
Yeah, I wish because in the comics, Civil War is a lot bigger.
Okay.
Like it's literally like every Marvel hero picks a side. It is still Iron Man versus Captain America. I remember I watched a YouTube channel read the comic to me because I didn't want to physically buy it. I was also like 12. But I remember I'm pretty sure it was very much more like you could tell who was in the right and who was in the wrong, because I'm pretty sure Iron Man was like not the nicest person, because a lot of the villains ended up teaming up with Iron Man. But like it got intense between like the heroes. Like people started, I think, to die. Like people died.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man was on Iron Man's side, but then I think he ended up going to Captain America's side. There's a Civil War too, and that one's between Iron Man and Captain Marvel.
Oh.
Is it Captain Marvel? Yeah, right.
I mean, that is the character. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know if that's between.
It sounded wrong for a second. I don't know. It was like, it's not Miss Marvel, because that's Kamala Khan.
But yeah, Captain Marvel, sure.
Yeah, but I was like, the Civil War movie, it was good. I just wish it was like they saved that story for like a bigger plot, like almost an Avengers movie, basically.
Yeah, because that is a lot I feel like they could have done with it, and there was just like such a small part where they were like actually fighting and like arguing, and then I got to the point where it was just Iron Man versus Captain America and Winter Soldier, and then it was like that part I liked a lot.
Yeah, they did the one shot where Iron Man's blasting his shield in slow motion. That's like the cover of the comic.
Yeah,
and I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was good, and that led up to our Infinity War, which I love that movie. I remember watching that. I saw it twice, and I remember watching it the first time. I was like, "This is intense." And it was cool, and I feel like nothing will ever beat that first watch experience, because now everything's connected. You're gonna see another character in another movie or another show, regardless. It's rare if you don't. But at the time, I was like, that was like basically the first time, besides like the previous Avengers movies, that like all these characters were introduced. Because like the Avengers is like, yeah, it's like when the first Avengers movies came out, it was like all of their movies finally colliding, and that was really cool too. I was just too young to understand the significance of that. Age of Ultron, same thing. There was just the same characters, but then like we have all these pre-established characters, and like they were still introducing all the new characters like Wanda, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and now they're all getting to interact with the original Avengers in Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy. Like everyone was coming together to fight Thanos, and I thought that was insane, and it was sick. and I wish I could watch that movie for the first time because that was intense. And then I didn't think they were gonna lose
Oh
at the
no,
end
yeah, that was
because I
shocked.
remember my mom turned to me and she was like, "That's how it ends," and I was like, and she was like, "So what's gonna happen? They just introduced Spider-Man and he's dead already." I was like, "Mm-hmm."
You're like,
And I
yeah,
remember,
totally.
and because Davis went with me, and I think Jaden and Taylor were there too, our friends. And Davis was like this the whole time. He's like, he watched Spider-Man die, and he was just like, "I can't do this, dude." I was like, "I know, man, it's okay." I was like, it was intense, and I want that experience again, and I want to be hopeful. I just don't know if Doomsday will do that for me.
I feel like there hasn't been a lot of like lead up to it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's gonna be like a major problem maybe because they have like the characters, and it's just gonna be like it's like the third time everyone reconvening. It's not the way you've explained the other ones. It's like this, yeah, third time kind of like reconvening, and it's like
And with new characters,
and with new characters. So you have the
and
Fantastic
returning
Four.
old ones with X-Men and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you have like a wide variety of heroes pulling in, and it's gonna be like, well, who are you gonna focus on? I guess kind of. Are they all gonna be together, or are they gonna be like
Mhm.
separate and then come together just
And
for
it's
the
gonna be
fight?
a lot too.
Are they gonna be fighting each other?
Could be.
Are the X-Men fighting the
Well, I know there's
Avengers?
Secret Wars that's coming up too,
Yeah,
and that's like I haven't read that comic, but I'm pretty sure that's like dimensions like the multiverse is fighting each other,
that's
and like
Galacta though, isn't it? Or no?
I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know for sure actually, but I know that's why Miles Morales gets transported to the main canon universe
Okay.
because his universe I think gets destroyed, but then his like merges with the main one.
Okay. So
I
then
think
you know more than me.
I could be wrong. It's been a minute. I used to be so into comics, and it's been like a while, like late elementary, early middle school was like my big comic book phase and my big anime phase. And then I started watching live action shows. Peaky Blinders. By order of the Peaky Blinders. Have you seen the movie?
I have not.
I even finished the
I need to
series.
finish the show.
But yeah. So those are our thoughts on Avengers Doomsday. We'll kind of see what happens. It's the same directors, the Russo brothers,
It's good.
as the previous ones, and I think they do a really good job of making Marvel movies. So we'll see. I have medium hopes, medium expectations. Not super great, but
I might have to rewatch.
I don't think it'll be horrible. I think it'll be a good time. I just don't know if it'll beat the height of what the MCU used to be.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch or watch some of the newer movies just to like remember them
Mm-hmm.
and get caught up a little bit more. But assuming that they're all going to show up in the movie, like if Daredevil and all them pull up, it'll be fun to watch to see like how they're going to turn this and like what they're going to be doing against Doom.
Yeah, which is Robert Downey Jr. They should have waited to reveal that.
I think it'd been huge if it was like no one knows until you watch the movie, and then like that's a huge shock that like
It's Robert Downey Jr.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I'll see it and be like, it doesn't really have the same effect now.
Mhm.
Like, if I saw Spider-Man, like Tom Holland Spider-Man, like walk up or something, and then Doom's like face is like maybe like the mask is cracked or something like that, or
Like
like
a Darth Vader thing.
or and it's like they're like Iron Man, not Iron Man,
Dad?
like that kind of moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be like, wait, like how are you alive, sort of situation.
Yeah,
I
and
think
Tom
that'd be,
Holland Spider-Man right now, he's going through it because everyone forgot him. His life sucks.
no,
He just watched his girlfriend get with another dude. That was in the trailer. Sad.
it's okay. Ned will be there for him.
Ned doesn't remember him either.
Do you think Ned will end up
Hobgoblin?
well that I was thinking that or like just in general be like an enemy or like a maybe he learns like gets like a power of some sort or do you think he's just gonna be the guy behind the computer again? He ends up being like that again, kind of like how it was like the first movie.
I can see them doing that. I don't know if he'll be a big threat or anything. I want him to, but we'll see.
Because I think Hobgoblin would be cool.
It would be cool, but I feel like they're like,
I don't
we've
think,
done too many goblins.
but even on Hobgoblin though, like
Yeah.
Goblin sure, but they're like Goblin's such a good villain.
It is a good film. Oh, I just think Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin is insane.
And there's not a Harry Osborn and there's not an Osborn. I guess there's no Oscorp. And
No, I don't think
and
so.
this one
Yeah,
'cause
because
there's Stark.
when Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin goes to their universe, he's like, Oscorp doesn't exist here. My son doesn't exist here.
Yeah. And because
So
instead they have Stark, right?
yeah,
Stark
I think something like
Enterprises.
that.
Um, I don't know. I think Hobgoblin would be sick. I don't just don't know how they technically create. I don't just know how Hobgoblin, because I thought Hobgoblin was made from Goblin, or is it
I
not
don't know.
in correlation at all?
I don't know anything about Hobgoblin.
Okay.
I just know he's a character. That's it. And I know Ned is him, one of him, because there's multiple Hobgoblins,
Okay.
and I know Ned is one of them.
In the comics?
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's been different people who take on the mantle of Hobgoblin. I just
Don't know how.
I just don't know that much about Hobgoblin. There's a red Goblin that's Green Goblin, but then he has the Carnage symbiote, and I think that would be a really cool storyline.
I feel like, but they kill. Oh, I guess there's no Carnage in this in
There's
the
Venom.
MCU yet, because they had Carnage in that Sony one, but I guess they never had Carnage coming to this one yet. But I guess something would happen. Do you think they'll ever bring Null into the MCU?
I hope so, but I feel like that'd have to be for a Venom thing, because Noel I feel like is more of a Venom villain than a Spider-Man villain.
That is true, but Carnage would end up coming for that kind of, right? Oh no, I guess it was more of a,
Like the absolute Carnage storyline where Carnage kind of takes over everything.
I guess if they end up wanting to go down that path, but like the creation of Carnage. I mean, he is
The son of Venom.
Son of Venom, yeah. So like they'd have to do something where,
Because the new spawn of each symbiote is stronger than the last.
I don't
Could
know,
be cool. I'd like to see it.
but we'll
but
see if
we'll
they end
see.
up doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially if they have Secret Wars coming in and stuff, I feel like they were gonna just focus hugely on that. Unless that's like an end credit scene of that, and it's just like,
Because I think he'll get the black suit in Secret Wars. Because I think originally that's when Spider-Man does get the black suit, is in Secret Wars.
okay, we just have to wait.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with waiting. I want him to go through what he's doing now first, and then we'll get the black suit later.
It'd be cool. Tom Holland black suit could be.
I would love an Agent Venom story or like movie.
Do you think they'll ever make that though?
I don't know, because I don't know much about the actor who plays Flash Thompson now, who's like, I don't know if he could portray the character the way I want him to. Because it's after Flash Thompson goes and serves in the military, and he like loses his legs.
Oh, so I feel like they could do that with this character. He just
Yeah, but do you think that guy, the actor, I don't know his name, and he could be good. I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything else. I don't think he could do an incredible job as Flash Thompson.
I think if the idea is that he goes to like through the military, it would be like a huge change for him acting wise, which could help. I don't know, but I mean
There's literally a scene in Homecoming where he goes, Parker.
Well, yeah, I remember that,
and
but
I can't imagine him.
But that's the thing, is the change from like that high school him to like post high school, he's in the Marines and whatever.
Yeah, because Spider-Man inspires him to be a better person.
Yeah. So then he goes to the Marines, and then boom, changed, and then Venom. Maybe. But if they don't even follow along with that, Venom,
I just hope the actor can portray that.
Do you think Venom will even be like a main story point in the MCU though? Because they have the
no, but I think he could get a standalone movie. But this would be way down the line because you have to introduce him as a villain first.
Yeah,
he does become more of an anti-hero, but he was a villain first, and I want them to go down that. I don't want him to start off like I love Tom Hardy's Venom movies. He's a hero. I know they're like anti-hero. He's basically a hero in that movie.
Yeah.
And Venom has always been kind of like a goofy character, even in the comics. Like he looks scary, but he's always been kind of goofy.
Yeah.
I still want them to go down like the sort of him trying to take over something. Not even take over, just kill Spider-Man. Like I want him to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
And then maybe you learn later on that like he's not a bad guy. He just had a hate for Spider-Man because he like was abandoned basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But you have to do that first before you do Agent Venom. Because I want Eddie Brock to be Venom first in the MCU before we get an Agent Venom.
Brock.
Exactly. So who would you have as Eddie Brock? A lot of people are saying Alan Richardson, who plays Reacher.
Yeah.
Or Thad Castle. Yeah. A lot of people say him. I think he might be a little old to be Eddie Brock right now, though.
Oh,
unless they do like the older route, like when they're older.
Yeah.
But
then there's no like current like Eddie Brock, which is why I feel like if they could just go through something with like a Flash Thompson, but if Flash Thompson just isn't the right route, then there just is no like Venom route. I feel like at that point, he'd just be like a side character that like doesn't really have that big of a role.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But then
and maybe this could be something later too, because Spider-Man still has to get the symbiote.
I think I feel like they could just at the point they're just gonna introduce the Sinister Six, in this in the MCU, because they already have Scorpion for this one. They had Vulture.
But now he's in the Sonyverse.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he got
He was in
back.
Morbius.
I don't know. Same actor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, I don't know. I don't know then, because I feel like they could. The Rhino's easy to make, like character wise and whatnot. And like Doc Ock would always be fun, but they haven't. There's no. I guess there wouldn't be Doctor Octavius because there's no Oscorp, right? Because he works for Oscorp. I thought.
No, he like has his own thing.
Oh,
I forget what it is though.
well, yeah, what I thought originally at one point, or maybe some of them have it where he's working for Oscorp, but it's not a question I could obviously answer that well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he might have. I don't know much about Doc Ock, but
fun character though.
I would
like to see him in the MCU because I guess technically he got brought in from.
Yeah, and Alfred Molina does a great job as Doc Ock.
He just can't be in both.
Yeah,
which is kind of.
What if he does though? That'd be insane. But I feel like you gotta get someone new, like to portray the character.
Yeah,
just to see what.
Because it's like a different world kind of thing or a different universe. So I feel like they would need a different actor.
Yeah, we'll see. Let us know in the comments what you think. I hate saying that. It sounds so disingenuous. But comment, like it, maybe subscribe, follow. You don't have to, but it'd be cool. We're growing the podcast. We're growing the channel every day. You'll see clips from this. Hopefully we get to 100 subscribers at one point, but that's the goal for right now. And then 100 would go 200, then 200, 300, then 300. Maybe we skip 4, go to 5.
Then 500, then 500 and 1,000.
Yep, then 1,000 to 1,000,000. That's
a big jump.
Yeah. All right. But thanks for tuning in with us. We'll be back in 2 weeks with our second episode, which we might have a guest. We'll see. He hasn't said yes or no yet. See you next time.
Bye. Podcast out.